Now, let's return to the PDF file. I'm actually going to close the pages that I just extracted so that they don't get in the way. I'm also closing them to show you that when you perform an extract like that, they don't really exist on the hard drive anywhere. And so if you want to keep that extracted file set, then you'll definitely want to save it. I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and click No. Now I'm back to my complete proposal. There's something else in this proposal that I want to export, and I'm going to scroll down in my Pages palette to get to it, and it's a logo. Now this time I'm not going to export it to Word. I want to export this to a graphics format that I can use in InDesign or Photoshop or maybe some other page layout program. To do that first though, I want to crop it down because if I export this page as is to a graphics file format, everything on the page is going to come along with it, and I really don't want that. I'm also going to extract it because I don't want to export all of the other pages to some sort of graphics format. So again, I'll right-click on the page, select Extract Pages, click OK, and I have a single page that's ready for export. I'm going to select Tools, Advanced Editing, choose the Crop tool, and I'm going to go ahead and crop. Double-click to perform the crop, click OK, and I've cropped it down. That's just a way of removing any of the extraneous stuff that might be on the page that I don't want as a part of my graphics file. Now to finish this off, I'm going to select Export, and I want to export this as a TIFF file. Click TIFF, and again there are some settings to consider. Do I want to compress the file? These are a variety of compression technologies that I can take advantage of, or I might turn them off. Generally speaking, with a graphics file, I tend to turn my compression formats off when I'm working with the file in its raw form, and then if I need compression, that's when I'll actually go back into PDF and compress it and deliver a PDF file. So I've turned these off. If I'm not using color management, then I'm going to leave these off. If I am using color management, then I can set my policies here. For example, I can embed a color profile. Most people who are going to be exporting these things from PDF files are probably not going to be using color management, and if you're not, you definitely want to turn these off. Under Conversion, I want to choose a color space, and what that means is what kind of colors will be in this file. It's not actually going to recolor any of what you see here, but if I set this to RGB, it's going to be an RGB file, and that might have some implications for using this file. It's something that if you're going to use this file in a project with somebody else, you want to definitely check with the people involved to make sure that you use the correct color space for the project you're using. I'm going to select grayscale because I don't want any color space issues to crop up. Resolution is an interesting choice here. This file, when it went into the PDF file, was what is known as a vector-based file. It has no actual resolution. When I export it to TIFF, I can choose a very high resolution because it will actually generate pixels from within the PDF file. That means I get to choose the resolution that I like. Now, 800 pixels per inch is a tad high for a grayscale file, so I'm going to go ahead and set that down to 300 pixels per inch, or I could have simply chosen it from the pull-down menu as well. I'll select OK, I'll save the file to the desktop, and in a moment or two, Acrobat will have saved the file. Now, I'm going to jump over into the Microsoft Office document imaging application, which just happens to be the application on this system that I use to look at TIFF files. I'll choose File, Open, select Pages from Complete Proposal, that's the TIFF file I just created, and open it up to have a look. This is a file now that I can use in this application, I can use it in a graphics application, I can actually use it in Microsoft Word if I want to, so it becomes a very flexible graphic that I can use in a variety of different places. I'm done with that, so I'll go ahead and close that. And I'm also done with this extracted file, so I'll close it. And once again, Acrobat's going to ask me if I want to save the file. I don't, so I'm going to select No.